Hey, friends, welcome to the Reasoned Reality Podcast. My name is Joe Smith. I'm your host. So right now I'm joined with Cate Russell. And Cate, it's good to actually have time to sit and talk face to face. We've connected. We've been, connecting and DMing and all the things and running in the same circles. But I'm really looking forward to sitting down and talking with you.
Yes, I'm excited.
Cate, let's jump into it. So there's a lot this week, right? And I invited you guys on because, we kind of do a lot of collaborations together. We're all kind of talking about the same things. And you even mentioned it. I don't know if it was today. I think maybe you mentioned it earlier this morning about how heavy this week was. There was just a lot. And there's normally a lot, but it seems like this week just stepped up a notch, right? Like, am I just feeling that, or is that...
No, it feels heavier this week. And so I don't know if it is actually heavier or if it's just the culmination of so many different things. But I don't know. We had Trump as Jesus, and we have
That was nuts.
Iran, and we have the Grape Academy. It's a lot.
Yeah, and you can say the Rape Academy because it's a podcast. Okay. So
I guess that's fair. The Rape Academy.
Yeah. Well, you posted a reel the other day, and you were it was the one where you were talking about Trump as Jesus, right? And it's so crazy because that was just so. It was just complete and utter lunacy. And then it almost feels like, wait, that was this week too? That just happened?
Yes.
But you posted it, and I thought what you said was great. This isn't just, this is not just beyond the norm. This is borderline for those that are listening, that are watching, that came from the Christian church or are still part of it, this idea of blasphemy. It's like that level. And I really thought what you said was really appropriate.
Thanks. But I don't get it, and I don't get how people defend it, especially evangelicals. I was raised in the church from birth. I'm still a part of the church, and I don't understand it. It makes absolutely no sense to me.
Let me ask you, so you say that you were raised in the church. Did your tradition, I have no idea what your tradition is, did your tradition have space for the rapture? I couldn't think of the word. Did it have the rapture and the Antichrist and all this stuff?
Oh, Joe, I was raised on the Left Behind series. Are you kidding me? I got saved because of a Judgment House.
All right. Did you say the prayer at the end of the Judgment House?
Absolutely, I did.
Oh, there you go.
What 7-year-old is not terrified of going to hell for eternity?
Hold on. You were 7 years old?
I was 7.
I was in second grade. And you were in a Judgment House?
100%.
Listen, and for those people that are listening that never grew up in church, you saved yourself so much therapy. So well done. But I think and of course we're on the outside of that now, right? And so we could sit here and just be like, that's what? Why? Who does that? But when you're in it, that's just normal. It just is.
You don't know what you don't know. And it took me, and I went to a Christian university. I have a ministry degree in biblical literature. It took going to college to see it. And I went to a Wesleyan university, so I was raised independent Baptist charismatic. So just stepping back a little bit to go to Wesleyan. How did you even
get to a Wesleyan college if you were independent Baptist?
Because I knew someone that went there, and I thought it'd be cool to apply.
And your parents were cool with it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
But I mean, it's not like they were heavily involved in it. But yeah, they're oh, it's a Christian university. That's good. I also did apply to Liberty and got accepted there, but did not go that route.
You dodged that bullet.
I did.
Yeah.
But it took getting out of it to see that this is not how everyone operates.
Yeah. No, it's
Because I
not.
thought that all the church, like we visited different churches and they're all the same as mine. Like I thought that that was just Christianity, and it literally took getting out of it. And there are people who are just never able to get out of it. So I understand the people who don't get it, but like you don't get it till you don't get it.
Very true. Very true. Well, let me ask you, when did you go to college? You're quite a bit younger than I am.
I will be 33 this year, this summer.
You're I thought you were younger than that.
No, I'm in my 30s. No, so I graduated college in 15.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Since you were still kind of like smack dab in it, and you don't have to reveal anything that you don't want to, um, because I was done with college, and let's see, when did I was it 98? 1998? There you go. Right?
So I was 5.
Yeah. I know, yes. Married in 2000. Anyway, so like when Trump and the rise of MAGA started, I was already pastoring. I was a pastor at a conservative church, but was already well into my, like, at the time it wasn't being called deconstruction, or maybe it was, and I just never heard the term, but had been doing that for several years. And so like I was never fooled by MAGA or Trump. I never I have always been a never Trump person. Like it was even a thing in the conservative church that I was still pastoring, because I
Mhm.
was very vocal from the stage even there, because I saw who he was. Um, as most people did, right? But I'm curious, were you old enough yet to be able to like discern those things, or were you still too into it?
So I no, I was old enough. I've always been a never Trumper. It never made sense to me why. And I remember like conversations around the dinner table when they were having the Republican primaries of
Mhm.
like none of them liked Trump. They all thought that he talked too
Clown.
much.
He's a
They
clown.
did. And but then when he won the nomination, it's like, oh yeah, well Trump's our guy. Like, because I was raised like Christians don't vote Democrat, so it's like Trump is
Yes.
the only choice. And I, at that time, I had just graduated, so that would be 2015. I was getting ready to move abroad. And so in 2016, I was actually in China. And so like I was 22, I was living abroad, starting my career. I was trying to distance myself from what was happening in the States. Like I wasn't living here. I was like, this is not my problem right now. And but I just remember my family just like, yeah, like that Trump's our guy. We're voting for him. And I just didn't get it. And then the farther we got into his term, like I still tried to keep my distance. I made the occasional like social media post of like, what is going on? Like, why are you guys okay with this? And then I don't know. And then I don't
That
know.
sigh. There's a lot of weight in that sigh. There's a lot that sigh just carried.
Yes. And then we moved back from China to the States at the end of 2022. So Biden was already in office. And I loved not knowing cabinet members' names. Missed the time when I did not know who the leaders of our country were because it was just quiet and normal. And then 2024 comes and like they're all still like Trump, like he's our guy. It's like I don't understand it. And so then I that's when I started to become a lot more vocal, was just because I could not handle the hypocrisy
Yeah. Yeah.
of Christians, the people who raised me, and then Christians that I see online, like cheering for this man. It's like, do we not read the same book? Like, I genuinely am just
Yeah. I don't understand.
flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I don't have a word for it besides I don't understand. How is this man anything related to Christ? Like, how are you so easily fooled by this? And the reason that I started posting was I just remember going into my husband one morning just like sobbing. Like he could not understand a word that I was saying. I was like, it was ugly cries. And I was like, I have to say something. Like, I can't. I can't. And so now here we are.
I feel so much of that. So much of that. You know, I understand, like, with hindsight, I understand the appeal of Trump originally, where I mean, again, I'm a never Trumper, and I have been always a never Trumper. But at least I could understand how he was garnering like so. I mean, he played into like race baiting and all of these things. 100% true. I'm not dismissing all of that, but just that tap. I don't know if he just understood it. I just don't want to give him too much credit, or if he just happened to find it and it stuck. But tapping into that feeling of being left behind, that the system is rigged, all of those things, like he played that so well the first time around, and of course, made himself richer and all the stuff. We were all there. The But it was the second time around. It's just like, okay, we already saw what happened the first time around. Why in the world would you be bringing that back? Especially after the fact that, and I had lots of issues with the Biden administration, the whole Israel Gaza stuff. I mean, Uncle Joe's got some blood on his hands, and I had zero issue saying that. I have zero issue saying it now. But the recovery from COVID, the Build Back Better, all of the infrastructure, I know that where I'm from Missouri. There is a massive project all the way through the state of Missouri where they are redoing and widening Interstate 70. And for those that aren't in Missouri, it is the major interstate that runs from east to west all the way through the state. It is a major project that is going to take many years to complete. It's pumping so much money because it's creating so many construction jobs, and they're not talking about it being Biden. Like, they're giving credit to, and I'm just like, these things happened because of the Biden administration that you're benefiting from, and yet you are still. That's where I just don't see. I know that there are people much smarter than I am connecting the dots. For me, that's the problem. Those are the dots I can't connect. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest red flags for me that I see is that, like, Trump, when we say Trump 1.0 and Trump 2.0, no one's the same.
Right.
The only person that's the same is Trump. Like, that's why there's such a night and day difference between Trump 1.0 and Trump 2.0, in my opinion, is because he got rid of everyone who pushed back on him even the slightest. And everyone now just lets him get away willy-nilly with whatever he wants. And it's like, is that when presidents are elected term to term, usually the same people stick around. And there's no one.
You got to wonder why that first vice president decided not to run again.
Yeah, like vice president, like the cabinet, everyone, advisor.
Yes.
Does that not ring a bell for anyone?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But you said something a second ago. You were talking about how you just kind of walked into the room and you're in tears, ugly crying, and saying something to your husband, and you kind of decided to step out and start speaking against some of the stuff that you were saying. I bring up the stuff that happened this week specifically, and it was one of the reasons that I reached out to the group of people I did, because I wanted to, kind of bring you all on and kind of talk a little bit about this, especially from a female perspective. Doing so, my guess carries a lot of, like, you got to have thick skin, or maybe you've learned thick skin.
Both.
Yeah.
It's gotten thicker.
Yeah. Because even with just this news of this, motherless, I guess is the website. Is that the website? Am I okay?
Yeah.
A lot of information out there. So this website, Motherless, and they've got all of this stuff on there, and seeing how many people are on there. And so, like, this week, it just kind of seems like that manosphere, incel, red pill, whatever you want to call them, have just been out in force. And so I'm curious, as you find yourself out there speaking out against a lot of these things, are you finding more? Is there more pushback? Are you getting that stuff? Is it stepped up as well? And what are you doing to kind of protect yourself?
Before I ever make a comment replying to someone else, I always check to see if it's a real person. And so for anyone listening, make sure you know that you're arguing with a real person, because there are so many bots out there and there are bot farms. And so whenever I have a post that goes viral and I'm getting a lot of negative comments, the majority of those negative comments are a bot farm. And I know, hey,
Well, if
I
anybody's
really hit
listening,
something on the head. Like, I really hit it here to have them
so
all.
if anybody's listening, how do you check and see?
Yes. So bots are usually accounts. Now, this isn't every account. Most accounts, there are minimal posts. They're following a whole bunch of people. They don't have many followers themselves. Their bio is whack. Like, it's just weird. Like, I made you come here, or like, I'm an asshole. Like, it literally just says that. And then the profile picture is not of like a real person. So if it has, especially if it has like all 5 of those things, it is 100% a bot. And then from there you can discern. And usually the profile is also private. And that goes for Threads, Instagram, Facebook. It's like, and if they just say the most like hateful, vile things, like, you really got to have like a lot of balls to say something like that and be a real person. So always check that it's a real person. And so usually I will just like automatically like delete the comment if it's a bot. And then I'll restrict or block the account. For real people, usually I do respond. And then I restrict them so that they can't respond. So
that is pettiness on another level. That's awesome.
It is pettiness. I don't block them, because then it just, they're removed forever. So I make my comment back and then I restrict them. That way they are silenced. It makes me feel good. It's the little things, Joe.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love that so much. I had never actually thought of that.
Or like you pin it to the top of your comment section and let other people just...
Or I just share it in my stories.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're gonna say stupid stuff, you're gonna get stupid. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay.
So that's how I take care of myself.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you this. This has nothing to do with anything, and then I do want to get into the CNN stuff.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with anything. But it kind of seems like, in just my conversations with people and meeting people, that if you've got one person that's like really outspoken about some of the stuff, then their spouse or their significant other is almost like the opposite, where they're not wanting to be, or they're kind of like behind the scenes. So for me and my wife, I've always been outspoken. I just can't keep my mouth shut. I've never been able to do it. She is just very much behind the scenes. Like right now, she is about protecting her. And I'm doing my best to help support her in this, protecting her peace. And she only allows herself just a certain time of the day where she like looks, and the rest of the time she's not on it. I'm curious, what about you? And you're married, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So how about you and your spouse? Are they like, nope, I'm over here, I don't want to know, and like has that kind of...
No. So my husband studied international relations, and this is kind of his like wheelhouse. And so this is how it was like when we were in China during Trump 1.0. He was like reading the news constantly, and I was just like, nope, that's my piece, I don't want to know about it. And so he was just like this like all the time, reading everything that was happening, and it was like, I don't care, like, nope, I'm not interested. Now he's still very much reading everything, and he like will send me threads, and he's like, hey, you should talk about this, hey, post this, hey, you need to repost this.
Okay, so he's
very much on it. He is an instigator, but he is anonymous. He's very jealous of me right now, because I'm out here, speaking truth and getting interviews with some really cool people, and he's like so jealous because he really wants to do that.
The clip, we're gonna clip that. I'm gonna tag you in it, collaborate in it, and we're gonna post it all over the place.
So he no, he can't because of his job, and so he really wants to. So he doesn't have peace, and I don't let him have peace either, so that helps. But no, he's very jealous of what we're doing.
So funny. So. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, so let's jump into some serious stuff. I was kind of hoping that Jenna would be able to get here in time, and it kind of looks like it's not going to happen, which is totally fine. We'll do this again, and we'll get everybody together and have an actual roundtable.
Yeah.
But I would love to know your opinion. My wife and I were talking about this, and it made me sick. Made me sick to my stomach. For those that aren't aware, I can't imagine that anybody isn't aware. But in case you're not, we'll put in the show notes about CNN's expose on this, what's been labeled a rape academy, where people are on these online forums and this website, and they're uploading videos where they drug their wife or their girlfriend and then rape them, or film it and put it up, all the stuff, and like how to do this, dosage levels, all these things. And I was talking to her about it last night, and I was just like, I know that we've been married a long time. My wife and I have been married 26 years, and we've been together 28 years total. And I was just like, I hope that I never do anything to make you doubt that I would never be a part of something like that. We've been together a long time, all the stuff. I just hope that you would never. And it just made me so sick in my stomach and just like angry and all of the stuff. What I really want to ask you, because I think this is something that maybe isn't being talked about enough, is how does all of that just land on you? Like, as a human being, as a woman, and you see something like that, what does that do to you as a person?
It's enraging. Women are already like subjugated to so much garbage from men. I mean, there are even women too.
But let's be real.
Yeah. But it's mostly men, 100%. But I mean, my husband did the same thing. Like I did not want to talk about it at all. Today's Friday. I did not want to talk about it all on Wednesday. I was just like, I need a second. Thursday morning, because I get up a lot earlier than he does. Thursday morning I come in and he just knows that like I'm angry. He can feel it. He can feel it radiating off of me. It's kind of like flames everywhere. And he just like gives me a really big hug. And then he goes, I hope that like you don't ever think that I would put something like in your drink. The same thing that you did. And I was just like, I know. I love you. I hate your species. I hate your kind. But it's hard. And especially with like the men who's just like, well, if it's all men, then it's all women too. And it's like, you don't get it. Women are taught from a young age to not trust men. Like, you might know that I am safe around you, but I don't know that. You have to prove to me that you are safe to be around. And then like that's accountability on them, and then they don't like that. It's like, well, that's why like you're not a safe person. And it's crazy. Like, I posted a reel yesterday about how like I was taught in driving school to carry my car keys between my fingers when I'm walking to my car, especially at night. Like, that was something I was taught to do.
I don't even know where to go from there, right? Like, because you see this thing come out and you talk about it, and the response is just like, I don't know what the response is like for you. The response that I have gotten, and I've gotten hate stuff forever. Because obviously I'm a false teacher. I'm going to hell.
I'm a fake Christian.
You're now going to hell too, because we've talked. So like, yes. Everybody around me is going to hell. But this week, talking about this thing that's out there, I can't tell you what the stuff I've been called. Like, or the things that people are saying to me, or the men that was like, it's not 62 million men, 62 million views, get it right. And it was just like, and I posted I posted a thing on Threads that broke it down by just that month. Like, okay, it's 62 that month. And it was like 15.5 million a week and 2 million, like every, whatever it was. And then it broke it down, and it broke down to like 26 visits per second. every single day. So there were 26 visits every single second. The red pill, holy crap, they came out in mass. And it was just like, it was like, oh, are you okay? You seem really emotional about this. That was always my response. Or like, well, maybe you should just smile more. But it was just like, it's insane. Just insane. And all of a sudden they turn into like these internet sleuths, and they're like pulling out all of these things. And I'm like, wait, how is that your response? How are you not just furious at what's actually happening?
Yeah, I was getting comments of like, well, like 40% of the viewers were women. So all women.
And where are they getting that?
Yeah. So one, where is that information coming from? Because I haven't seen that information. If it's true, like share it with me. Just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean that it's not accurate. But like share your source, please. And are the women the people in the videos violating, or are they the ones being violated? Like you can view it, sure, that's gross, but are you doing it? Are you contributing to the violence? Like physically? It's just.
And I don't know. Yeah, and I don't know where we go from here. I see. I really am worried about our future for many reasons, but this is one of the bigger ones because you see. I was just reading this week. We've all seen the statistics of Gen Z men, young men, going, flooding these churches. Like Mark Driscoll's churches and these right-wing nationalist kind of churches that all preach roughly the same kind of message. One of them being that men are ordained by God to lead, women are not, blah, 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 all of that. But I just read this week that Gen Z women are doing the exact opposite. Like they are bouncing. They're not putting up with it at all. And so now you've got these trajectories of like Gen Z where men are going to the right and women are going to the left. And I don't mean that politically, just maybe, but like just for the sake of what we're talking about. And it's just going to feed into that whole, epidemic of loneliness and all of these things.
They're not lonely enough.
Yeah, I agree. What I'm really worried about, though, is what that's going to do, how that's going to feed into this loop that they're already in, the men that are already in. Because instead of stopping and thinking, okay, well, what is it that's creating this? What part of the system is the outcome of this thing that we're experiencing? All they're going to do, because they're following their, their alpha leaders, whatever they want to call themselves, they're just going to turn around and be like, it's the women. It's all women. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with us. It's women. And that's going to make that worse. It's just going to make it worse. Not only that, but then all of the young men that are in these churches that find wives somehow, those marriages are going to explode in the next 10 years. And then you're going to have even more broken families because nobody can exist under this. Nobody.
This is 2026. And marriage is a partnership. And if you're going into relationship seeking control, I don't think marriage is for you. All these men, right pill men, they just want to control the women in their lives. And I don't think that some of like the trad wife like influencers are helping that culture, because that's kind of what men are expecting. But they're not thinking that these trad wife influencers, this is their job. They are making bank. They're not just staying at home, taking care of their kids, making food. They have a business. They are business owners pushing out this content. And they're not thinking about that. Like they're literally lying to you and you're eating that up.
Yep. And it is a pipeline. The right, it's a machine. It's a machine.
They're so good at it.
They really are good at it. Have you seen that? I've been seeing stuff about, I guess there's some book or some movie that's being made about a trad wife who...
With Anne Hathaway?
Is that for real?
Yeah. Or I saw it too. I don't know if it's real.
Yeah. Well, it's a trad wife that I guess is doing this stuff and then wakes up in like the 1850s or something and has
she
to
wakes up
leave
where
the
she's an
life.
actual trad wife.
Yeah,
Yes.
and has to like live that lifestyle. And it was like, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. Shut up and
Yeah.
take my money. I mean, that's just so fantastic.
I don't know if it's real, but I did see a post that said that Anne Hathaway like bought the rights to the movie and then she's going to star in it, but I haven't like confirmed it, but that is the
Yeah.
post that I saw.
Yeah. I think that's where a lot of like the church thing stuff comes into it, because now I would argue that it's called complementarianism. That's the theology word, where it's a hierarchy and men are at the top and all this stuff. I would argue that the early church, those interpretations were more through like Aristotle than they were through anybody else. And so that, you've got this, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but you've got this person outside of Christianity influencing, and that's what the church has just adopted. And then you've got Augustine, blah, blah, blah. But I'm of the opinion, and as a pastor, I say this too, I'm of the opinion that I think that the real test of things is what's the fruit, right? Like, how does this land on real people? Does this produce good things in people's lives, or does it not? And if it doesn't, don't care what the chapter and verse are. It doesn't matter. Toss it. Leave it behind.
Yep. If it's hurting someone else, I don't think that that's right, because your religion prevents you from doing something. It doesn't prevent other people. Like, I follow Christ. That is my transformation. I can't put that on you. That's theocracy. We don't live in a theocracy. People don't get it. People don't get it.
No, I feel like where we are right now, it's just this, you got this stuff that's happening this week. This week is a great example of what I'm getting ready to say. I feel like we're living in this time period where all of these things are kind of crashing at the same time, right? You've got all of these different influences that are kind of creating, I mean, obviously it's overwhelming, but I think that like we live in a moment of just real upheaval, because all of these systems not only are being brought out into the light, but the fruit of those systems, the consequences of those systems are being felt in real time. It sucks. Also, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I think it's necessary. I don't know that we get past all like Trump, MAGA, white nationalism. I don't know that you actually get past it unless it gets bad enough to make people who look like me coming from my places, it's just in my face, right? Like you're forced to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of things with ICE, like people didn't really start paying attention to it till Alex Preddy was murdered, because that was a white man.
Yep.
You're not wrong. It takes, I mean, the white woman getting killed, she was trying to run over an officer. She deserved it. It took a white man who looked like them for them to see something, to be like, yeah, that was wrong. And it's going to take something happening more to white men for them to see it and realize that it can happen to them. They're so used white supremacy. Like, it's going to happen to you before they see something.
And you know what's crazy? You're not wrong. You're absolutely correct. Because I think Alex Preddy, for most people, I think they woke up and realized, oh, my privilege isn't going to protect me. I also think too that that is also a byproduct of white nationalism, right? Like the whole thing, like or patriarchy, any of those things, and they work together. They work hand in hand. But I think they're detrimental to everybody. Nobody's healthy underneath those things. Nobody's safe underneath those things.
If there's any oppression to anyone, like the golden rule I was taught when I was going into kindergarten: treat others how you want to be treated. Like, I don't want to be treated like that, so why would I treat someone like that? I learned that at 5 years old. It is basic human decency, and the fact that people don't have basic human decency is insane. It's wild.
So I'll put my pastor hat back on for just a second.
Yeah.
But I didn't come up with this. I can't even remember who I read it from, but it was like mind blowing to me. And we talk about it here locally a lot. But in that part where Jesus is talking about that, it's just one long teaching. But if you look at it, it's like, divided or whatever. But that's like a modern, just helpful tool for people to reading it. But like right after that, he starts talking about the wide and the narrow path, right? And everybody knows the narrow path and nobody gets on it, and but the wide path that leads to hell. But that's not what Jesus said. Jesus isn't talking about hell. He doesn't talk about anything that has to do with the afterlife there. He's talking about how we treat people. The narrow road is the golden rule. How you treat people either leads to life now or it leads to destruction now. That's the truth of what he was saying there. And it doesn't matter to me whether somebody assigns divinity to Jesus or not. That's brilliant. That's in tune with the human condition. That if I treat you like garbage, and if I do that long enough, there's going to be an issue. Like there's going to be a problem. Something's going to happen down the road, right? That affects all of us now. And I think that's what we're seeing now. Like you just said it. Like, we have a government that's just treating people as trash, disposable.
Putting them in cages, children in cages, babies in cages. As I'm here with my baby, thinking about him being in Dilley Detention Center where measles are running rampant. Like, I don't understand as a mother how you can be okay with seeing little Liam Ramos in a bunny hat. Like, that's the same age as my oldest. I was in tears, sick to my stomach watching that little boy, lifeless in his dad's arms in the detention center. Like, I don't understand how, as mothers, people can just look at that and be like, well, his parents should have came here illegally. It's like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, my response to people like that are usually like, wait, did you hoard during the shutdown? Were you hoarding stuff during the shutdown? Yes, you were. Everybody did. Why? Because they were trying to take care of their family. Because you're going to do whatever you have to do as a parent to make sure that your kids have better or that they're protected. So don't show up and act like you wouldn't do the exact same thing if you had been born in those countries that we destabilized. And now they're trying to find.
Yes, we destabilized them. It's their fault.
Yeah. So
that was actually my very first post that I ever did was I don't show my kids a lot anymore, but the very first post that I did was just a video collage of my kids just being like, I would cross whatever border I had to keep you guys safe.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I would crawl across it.
That's my job.
Crawl through it. I will crawl through you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's nothing. Yeah. Nothing I wouldn't do.
I made you, I birthed you, I fed you. This is my primal animal instinct is to protect my offspring. What do you mean you wouldn't do the same thing? Absolutely you would. And to say that you wouldn't do that, you are lying to yourself.
Lying, totally lying. Yes, I agree. Well, let me ask you this, and unfortunately, we're kind of coming up to I got a hard deadline, and so this will be a short episode, which is fine. But we'll have everybody back, and I'm going to holler at you afterwards about like arranging that because I want to have like a whole conversation through some of these things. But as you are like out there and you're speaking and you talked about how like, you have these little things that you do to kind of like give you joy in the moment and stuff. But honestly, are there things that you do to like fill your cup to make sure that you're not pouring out so much that you get burnt out? Because there's just so much. It's really overwhelming. So you even mentioned it where like you broke down and cried. How do you keep your heart soft when our world right now is like, don't like empty all the empathy. Like you got to be mad all the time.
I am still trying to figure that out because the farther we get into this, the angrier I'm getting. I feel like the Hulk where I'm just angry all the time, A lot of the times anymore, I'm just kind of disassociating into a like coloring game on my phone.
Hey, fair.
Which is not like I need to find something else, but that's kind of what I do. And my husband just knows that like when he gets home, like, cause I stay at home with the kids and then I read the news and It's just like when he gets home, like I need 30 minutes to just color on my phone. Like, just give me time. Audiobooks when I'm getting ready help, but like I'm still trying to figure it out. So I'm probably not the best person to ask because
I
I'm
think
very dysfunctional right now.
I think we're all figuring out. I love video games. Right now I'm playing Sniper Elite Resistance, and you are a sniper with with allies in Nazi Germany. And so like I just spend my time killing Nazis. So I'm serious. And I find like, and I'll plant like roadside bombs and I'll blow up their, I mean, that's what I do. So we all find our things.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and I hate to end this so soon because I have so many more questions, but that's fine. We'll do this again. There'll be a part 2.
Do this again.
Yeah. For those that maybe don't know or haven't found you, how do they find you on the internet?
My handle is at the Cate Russell, Cate with a C, not a K, C. And that's my handle across all platforms. So you can find me everywhere.
Well, that's super simple. Yeah. And we will also have it in the show notes. And then we will have to have you back on very quickly and we'll continue this conversation and we'll add some more voices to that. But I appreciate you jumping on here. And it was all last minute anyway.
Yes.
So like, yeah, we were all juggling. So really appreciate you making the time out of your busy schedule to come on here. And we'll do it again soon. Go to the show notes, follow Cate. She's got a ton of good stuff on there. Grounded, not feeding into the rage, which is why I like what you do. It's not just anger. There's clarity. That's what I was looking for. Like it brings clarity to the moment. And that's not normal. That's not the norm right now. You know what I mean? Like it's easy to rage, but like, okay, well, what do I do with this? So you do a good job of that.
Thank you.
All that to say, go follow her. And we want to thank you guys for following us at Reason to Reality. If you find value in what we do, the easiest way to support this is to like or subscribe, to share the stuff. That's the way that is most helpful and simplest for you all. All right, everybody. I hope that wherever you find yourself today, that you are having the exact day that you need. And don't forget, you might be the only voice of reason that somebody hears today. So don't be afraid to use it. All right, friends. Until next time.